All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and get our mindful posture on. So I'm seated, wherever you are, just go ahead and straighten up your back a bit, give your lungs some room, and let's take just a second to notice our breath without changing anything about it. Just notice what's going on with your breathing. There are two aspects of mindful breathing. The first one is just watching your breath and not doing anything about it, which is what we're doing now. The second one is controlling your breath to help bring a sense of calm and start to chill our nervous system out. That's our whole theme for this session, is we're going to chill out our nervous system. So we're going to help regulate it, and we're going to actually take 3 of the deepest breaths you've taken so far today. So breathing in nice and deep through your nose. And you can breathe out through your nose if you like. If you're going to breathe out through your mouth, a little bit of constriction, making sure that exhale is longer than your inhale. Let's do that again. One more time. Excellent. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of an anatomy lesson just for 30 seconds. So your body, your nervous system, you've got nerves all over your body. It comes from your brain, and it's basically like little highways that your body communicates to your brain sends messages down to your body. Well, the longest one is called the vagus nerve, and it starts at the bottom of your brain, goes all the way down to the bottom of your spine. It's the longest one, and it is like a highway. So there's information going both directions: your brain down your vagus nerve, and then your vagus nerve up to your brain. The primary job of the vagus nerve, there's a lot of things, but the primary job is basically to chill you out. It activates the section of your nervous system called the parasympathetic nervous system, which, don't remember that, you don't have to, but that's the part that tells us rest and digest, time to chill out. The other aspect of your nervous system, the sympathetic, is like fight or flight. So in America, especially in a pandemic, we are stuck in this fight or flight mode where we're going 100 miles an hour, or we're not sure what's happening, so we feel unknown and we feel like we're on alert all the time. So we're going to try to balance that, because our brains need both. You don't want to be stuck all the time in parasympathetic mode where you're totally just subdued and just laying around. That's not good. You also want to be stuck in hyper aroused fight or flight all the time, anxious, freaking out. We want to have that homeostasis and have a nice fluctuation up and down without going all the way up here, all the way down here. It's like you're going to have those little blips on the radar, but we want to keep them chilled out. So for all of us who tend to be stuck in that freak out mode, which is me, we're going to do some parasympathetic work. So to wake up your vagus nerve, there are some basic things you can do. The first one we're going to do today is a little weird, okay? So bear with me. It's called bee breath, like a bee, like a bumblebee. Your vagus nerve starts in your brain, goes down. By vibrating this aspect of your neck, it wakes it up and tells it to chill out. So we're going to do that by humming. And humming, singing, chanting, laughing, all these things wake up that nerve and make you feel more relaxed. So we're going to wake it up. What we're going to do is, and don't do it yet because you won't hear me, you're going to put your fingers in your ears, and then you're going to hum. And it doesn't matter what note you hum. I don't care. This is not music class. I don't care if you think you're bad at humming. And again, if you're not in a place where you can hum, that's okay. Just keep breathing nice and deep. But I encourage you, when you get a chance, to try it out. So in a second, you're going to put your fingers in your ears, and then you'll take a nice deep breath in through your nose, and then you'll and just hum, okay? So no one will hear you, but you'll hear me. So I'm humming for all of you, the performance time. But again, not music class. I don't care how you sound. So we're just gonna vibrate that vagus nerve, which runs back here. So fingers in the ears, breathing in, and hum nice and long. Okay, so that was one. Now you see why they call it bee breath, is that it kind of sounds like a bee buzzing in your head when you got your fingers in your ears. So let's do 2 more of those. So just watch my physical cues if you've got your fingers in your ears and you can't hear me, okay? So put them in, breathing in. Okay, one more time. We're done. It's kind of silly, but it helps. So that's great. Now we're going to transition to doing our movements. I'm going to move the computer on top of my desk so you can see me better. You can stay seated for these. I think they work better standing, but it's okay if you're not able to stand where you're at. So just pardon my transition. Ta-da! Now, doing a little Tai Chi this morning. So, let me bend this down so you can see my feet better. Okay. Got my mat. We're gonna do a pose, forms, it's Tai Chi and not yoga, called Connecting Heaven and Earth, which we did last week, and then I'll teach you a new one. So the first one is you're gonna stand in yoga, we would say mountain pose. You're gonna go from mountain pose and spread your legs out wide, and we call this in Tai Chi horse stance. Your feet are pointed directly forward, and you're sitting like you're on a horse. It's gonna burn your thighs after a while. That's how you know it's working. It's very good, actually tones your body while chilling you out. So, connecting heaven and earth is very easy. We have our palms up. You inhale and you bring your palms upwards. You exhale and you're pushing or pressing down with your palms facing downwards, okay? Let's do a few rounds of that. So go ahead, breathing in, connecting to heaven, and breathing out, connecting to the earth. Once more, breathing in. And now breathing out. Breathing in again, our hands are open, accepting the good things that we're going to have and deserve that are coming to us from the universe, and pushing down the negative, the stuff that's holding us back. We're shoving that down to the ground. We don't want that. Breathing in, receiving good things. Breathing out, shoving away the bad, putting it behind us. Let's do just a few more of those. Breathing in. And out. Another one, breathing in. And out. Last time, breathing in. And pressing down. Excellent. The next one we're going to do is the new one, and it's called Fire to the Heart, which I love the names of these Tai Chi forms. They're so like beautiful, like crane spreading its wings, connecting heaven and earth. Fire to the heart. I love that. So what you're going to do, put your right hand on your belly, your left hand's on top, shift them to where your fingers are pointing upwards, where it is another breathing exercise. And you can have your feet hip width apart, or you can continue in that horse stance, whatever, or you can be seated. When you inhale, you're going to turn your hands up, breathing in fire, and then breathing out. You're going to point your fingers down. That's it. You're just twisting your hands upwards and downwards. Very easy. You're breathing in warmth, fire, power. You're breathing out fear. You're breathing out unknown. You're breathing out yucky stuff, negativity. Just picture that in your mind, like you're breathing in a warm, glowing fire, and like you're breathing out yucky, dark smoke. So let's have that imagery with us. Right hand at first, left hand on top. Breathing in and breathing out, pointing your fingers downwards. Excellent. Breathing in again and breathing out. That's it. Let's do a few more rounds of that. Breathing in. I need to pick a stance. I'm in horse stance. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Let's do 3 more. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in, glowing fire. Breathing out, yucky smoke. 1 more, breathing in, that glow, that warmth, that power. Breathing out, dank smoke, holding us back, negativity. Awesome, you can go ahead and shake that out. Resume your breathing as normal. If you feel a little bit winded like I do, I think I'm just like, we've been breathing so much, I'm like, so just take it easy. If you ever feel yourself out of breath, we're gonna transition back to more of a seated type position if you're standing. If you're not standing, you can just stay where you're at. I gotta get one of my props. I'll be right back. We're gonna transition into our meditation time. So, be right back. So, I have a candle here. I'll make sure you guys can see it. Not even. Okay. I'll probably just end up holding it. Cool candle, almost out of wax. So since we were talking about fire and we were breathing in good glowing fire, fire can be really dangerous too. But when fire is controlled, it is the ultimate source of power. It's what transitioned our ancient ancestors from living, in darkness and cold to be able to cook their food and fend off predators and stay warm. And there's something powerful about fire in terms of community. So people will sit around a campfire, and there's just something about that causes us to feel very just like intimate and warm, and like we can share things, and being able to see each other in the glow of the fire is really a special thing. And I think that's why it feels good, because I think we have evolved to feel safe in that environment and to feel connected, is where people would tell stories and pass down oral tradition. And I'm a history nerd, so I love that aspect. But as we meditate, what I'm going to have you do is you can either close your eyes and envision a campfire, or you can feel free to look at my flame I have right here. It's very meditative to study just a flame and give your mind something to think about. It's very mindful to just watch a flame and breathe. So I invite you to go ahead and sit in your mindful posture. Again, I'll have my flame here for you to look at if you'd rather, but you're welcome to imagine a fire. And I want you to soften your gaze, or with eyes closed, or with looking at my flame here, just start to, again, notice your breath without changing anything about it. Just breathe in a way that's comfortable. Slow, but not trying to breathe so deep it feels, strained or forced. I want you to imagine that it's nighttime and you are sitting next to a warm campfire. Picture the glow, the red and the gold of the flames. Picture the neon red glow of the embers burning, the coals burning beneath those flames, under the logs. Imagine you can feel the heat on your body, but it's not too hot. It's just right. You found the perfect spot, the perfect distance from the fire to feel warm. Imagine that you're with good friends. Who might you have seated around your campfire. Imagine that you're telling stories and laughing. And that you feel perfectly at home here around this campfire with your good friends. Imagine the heavens above full of constellations, the moon, the stars, perfectly clear. The only light for miles is this campfire. You may even see a shooting star. Take just one more moment to study the fire, to notice the flames, to feel the warmth and security. When you're ready, you can bring your attention back to the space that we're in. You can notice my flame, my hands on the screen. You can open your eyes if they're closed. Notice the sensation of where your body is making contact with the floor or with the furniture that you're on. Noticing the temperature of the room. Notice the feeling of your hands, what they're holding, if anything. Thank you for meditating with me. Now you know some tricks for connecting to your vagus nerve and waking it up so that we can feel more relaxed. And carry that fire with you throughout the day, that powerful glow. It's a good thing. Feel that just zest, that warmth, that security as you go throughout your day. And I appreciate you coming.